Fall is here and everyone's getting back from vacation, headed back to school. And you know what that means? Yeah, it's time to get back to Bombas, the amazingly comfortable socks, tees, and underwear that give back with every purchase. Bombas has the best socks for fall. They're not regular fall colors. They're actually playful and fun. They've got new sweat-wicking socks to keep you energized for fall workouts or just running after your kids. Why don't they ever stop running? Bombas merino wool socks are so cushy, they're like walking on pillows, and their underwear feels literally like nothing, but it still supports everything. They even have new heavyweight cotton tees that are thick and soft, perfect for layering season. And Bombas donates one item for every item you purchase. They've donated over 140 million items so far to people experiencing housing insecurity. Enjoy Bombas risk-free with their 100% happiness guarantee. Return or exchange items easily and at no cost. So, ready to feel good and do good? Then head over to bombas.com/TMGW and use code TMGW for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/TMGW, code TMGW at checkout. This might get weird.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Well, then cheers, Grace Helbig.
Cheers, Mamrie Hart.
And welcome to another edition of This Might Get Weird.
Yeah.
And it surely might, because right now, you guys, we are in a hot little room. There is a mosquito looming, ready to bite the shit out of us.
Yeah.
We finally bit the bullet, speaking of biting, and got a new AC unit to replace, but it hasn't been installed yet.
Yeah, what you guys can't see, if you're watching the podcast, you can see that behind us, it has changed. Mamrie has gotten rid of the entire credenza and all of its toppings. And what you can't see is that it's all over there on the other side of the room.
What you don't realize is that there's so much shit donated from back here.
Yeah.
And already moved to a storage unit. It's just that there were so many things that it still looks packed. So there's a method to our madness. We're getting it together. Once it's together, I'll do a little tour on Patreon.
Yeah. It is remarkable. I really, I think I said this before. I was like, there's not that much stuff in here. And then I'm looking around. I'm like, there's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff. Also, so this credenza.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
we had the big box that was sent to us by Rooster Teeth that had our logo on it, which was great branding. But also, like, if you're already watching our podcast, you know what you're watching.
Yeah.
You see it in the title.
That is true. When people put their brands behind them and you're like, I know what I'm already here for.
We know what we're here for, And so the credenza had a lot of things. It had 6 pairs of our Aunt's Rants glasses.
Which, that's not that the ants own 6 pairs. It's that every time we get together to film an Ants Rants, we can't find the glasses. So we pop out the lenses of another pair of glasses, and now they've accumulated.
Which in and of itself is very antsy.
Yes.
It's very ants. I also found I just recycled, and it felt weird. This is my hoarder tendency.
Okay.
We had like leftover posters from like every tour we've ever done.
Yeah. I know. That's hard to throw away.
It's hard to throw away, but in my head, I'm like, I've got the JPEG.
Yeah.
First of all, I've got one of each framed on the wall, but also like it's a piece of art. It's not a, what are those things people were buying? NFT. It's not an NFT. Like, we own the image.
Yeah.
We can always literally get it printed again. But something about me taking it to the recycling bin felt weird.
Yeah. It feels disrespectful in some way.
To ourselves?
Well, that's like, I have all of like old merch shirts and like shirts from the movies we did, which obviously are super sentimental. And I don't wear them, but they're like all in this one drawer. It's like nostalgia wear and like shirts from previous like merch drops that I'm like, I just went to Goodwill and donated clothes, and I do feel awkward donating merch. Didn't donate merch this time, but
it is very weird. I have a couple merch shirts that I didn't, which is a hard word for me to say.
Merch shirts. Yeah.
Merch shirts. I have some, and then I was like, why am I not sending these to just family members?
Yeah, that's true. It is. I mean,
to Goodwill feels weird.
I know, but where else is it gonna go?
I don't know.
To give my family members old merch feels like a different level of weird ego. I already give them...
I know they're not buying the merch.
I give them new merch. What's really funny and cute is like last Christmas when we had all the new merch that we came out with, and it was really cool and fun. I like got a bunch and sent it to my family as different Christmas presents because I couldn't be home. And then I forget that I've sent them this merch. And then like my stepmom and dad went to Ireland for a trip recently, and they would send pictures back, and it's just my stepmom wearing the green, this might get weird, hoodie, just like standing in beautiful fields in Ireland or in like a bar.
For Ireland.
Yeah, I was like, that's just so funny to see it out in the wild that.
Oh, speaking of Ireland.
Yeah.
Y'all, there's still some tickets left. Like literally maybe like 4 for London. And when I was cleaning out the credenza, I found like 6 beanies and 4 bucket hats from previous perv boxes that I'm gonna take and we'll like use them as like giveaways during the show.
Perv boxes, by the way, is something that happens on our Patreon. Yeah. It's not just a couple of words that Mamrie just said. It is part of a tier of rewards that is on our Patreon.
I forget that's not just slang.
Yeah, it's not colloquial.
It's not. But okay, also when I was cleaning out that thing, I found a cotton candy maker I've never used.
Whoa, that's a great find.
I gave it away.
Oh.
Because listen, in my head...
Who'd you give it away to?
Well, I donate things to Out of the Closet.
Oh, yeah. You donated a cotton candy maker.
Yeah, but it was like a small... It's like, like a $40...
Oh, yeah. Tabletop little thing.
Yeah, it's like one of those from the companies that
one of those
make
casual
popcorn makers. Yeah, it wasn't like, hey, we're going to the fair.
Yeah.
And this is our second business. I also found, which I don't know what to do with. Mm-hmm. Tell me. I didn't even know they were in there. It was like a previous laptop I had and a previous iPad, but they're so old that like the cords are 5 generations ago. What do you do?
I have a drawer. I put them in a drawer and then I don't think about them again. I have a drawer that has so many
We are Hunter Biden.
Yeah.
We are Hunter Biden.
Literally, I have a drawer of old laptops because I will not take the time to be like, I'll just wipe this off.
How do you wipe it?
I wouldn't know, but I'm sure it's Googleable.
I barely can wipe the food off the keyboard.
It needs to be wiped with a Clorox wipe and on its digital hard drive.
It needs to be full, like, look into the camera, Men in Black.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Like the things you've seen me Google from being a writer.
I keep thinking I have a drawer of all old hard drives, old laptops. I have some old phones in another drawer that part of me at one point was like, there will be maybe an era of my life where I want to look at what's on these things. Oh. Not now, but maybe. There was always a thought in the back of my head, like when I was doing so much Daily Grace content, that I was like, maybe at some point, like a scrapbook.
They're on the laptop?
I don't know. I think they are.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I think wouldn't that be the potentially fun gift to future Grace?
It would.
If I get to a psychologically accepting place where like I want to look back and like reminisce positively about what I was up to on these laptops.
I think more so you need to save that laptop, because I think 20 years from now, when we're a step away from that era of time, it could be in the Smithsonian. It could be in the Smithsonian for its contributions.
What goes in the Smithsonian?
Anything they want, apparently.
Because I saw Rhett and Link were like dropping something off to the Smithsonian.
They're in the Smithy?
That's what I was like. That's what made me question what actually goes in there.
Well, I don't know if there's any history in there. I've always known, my go-to thing is I know like Archie Bunker's recliner is in there from All in the Family, which was a revolutionary show about, culture and racial dynamics in the 70s and, all that jazz. So I get that. But what are Rhett and Link dropping off? Blindfold?
They were dropping off. I don't even know.
I love Rhett and Link. No shade, no tea.
No,
But what we got? A sniff test?
Creators Knows Good. Donate. What do they donate? Blindfolds.
Oh my God, I called
Blindfold used by Rhett on Good Mythical Morning.
I literally called it.
Is that what you just said?
I said, what are they donating? Blindfolds? Or eye masks? Because they always have the eye masks. Those 100%. Are in the Smithsonian?
According to SI.edu, Smithsonian Institute. Here it is. Blindfold used by Rhett McLaughlin on Good Mythical Morning.
What?
Wow.
Okay, I'm sorry. Your laptop would be insane.
No, that can't. Yes. No, it'd have to be... You'd have to get Beans commemorated.
Well,
and then put her in the Smithsonian.
If the Smithsonian said, again, that's a tough word. If the Smithsonian said, hey, I think you've contributed so much to society. Will you please donate an item that's like the size to fit that could fit on like, a 1 by 1 square foot pedestal that represents your career and work? What would it be?
That is a really good question.
That's an insane question.
That's hard to answer off the top of my head.
I know, I'm sorry.
Because I do feel like it's also interesting because it does speak to this like era of brand building where you were like your own starter pack, like how people will come.
You've been hazed shirt.
Right. People will come to meet and greets and they'd be like, here's a thing of Bailey's. Here's a you've been hazing. Here's like some French fries. Here's like this. And so it's like there were very cartoonish like items that you could categorize yourself in connection to.
Yeah, it's giving Bart Simpson a skateboard.
Right. Well, I mean, yours would be like a cocktail shaker or something.
I guess, but I didn't have like consistency in items.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's where Rhett and Link are maybe so smart at their own branding and have been for years and deserve all the success that they have.
Yeah, so I think we also, I mean, they're like their level of success is insane, but also I feel like we gave away a shitload of stuff for DFTBA's fundraisers.
Yeah, we gave away a lot of onesies.
Onesies.
That's how we used to get rid of other things. That
we would just donate it to Hank and John.
And they took it kindly.
That's what I should have done back here. I should have been like, hey, let's do like a middle of the year fundraiser.
Yeah, what if we start our own Smithsonian that is like...
The Pissonian.
Yeah, and it's like... slightly known people's things that have sort of impact a very niche part of society at one very short moment of time.
Look, I'm sorry, but if he still had them, the Edward 40 Hands pizza costume, I mean, that I think could actually go, because I feel like as bad as I don't want it to be, might be my most well-liked work. Is one video.
Yeah, Tyler just painted.
I saw it, killed me.
I want to buy it so bad. I want to message him and be like, how much do you want for this painting of you and Mamrie as iconic Edward 40 Hands?
You guys, he painted that. And then that was the one thing he texted our fantasy football league.
Yeah.
Was no context, just a picture of me and him from the video and the painting for people who aren't on the internet to be like, okay.
Cool.
I love it. But speaking of fantasy.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch last night?
Oh, we watched. So, okay. To catch you guys up. This week,
my God.
Mamrie and Elliott were head to head in our fantasy league for the number 1 position in the league. And we were watching last night. Elliott was like, I want to watch because I don't trust the projection that says I'm going to win. I feel like Mamrie had one guy playing and Elliott had one guy playing. And we watched and Elliott was like still like 89%. And then he was up like making himself some food. And I was like, oh shit, Mamrie's guy just scored a touchdown.
We started watching like, I don't know, at the half. Mm-hmm. I was projected 1% to win. He was 99.
Yeah.
And literally I'm making us dinner and Chip was like, babe, that's pretty much a done deal. I'm like, I know, but my one running back is pretty fucking good. Yeah. I mean, I've never looked more like a jock. I was in pajamas, a head wrap, glasses, and I was going, let's fucking go.
That's literally what we were doing on our couch. And I was like, I wonder if she's watched. She's probably not watching this.
Grace, did you not see? I texted you. Okay, let me tell you. So it went from 1% to 99. Then it swapped, and I was 99% to win to 1. So I texted you, hey, are you watching football by chance? And then 2 minutes later, Chip looked at his phone and he was like, oh, Grace is about to lose.
Oh, I already knew I was going to lose.
No. But so then I felt bad that you thought I was going to be negging you. So I unsent the text.
I saw this morning that you had unsent a text.
I sent the text. I didn't want you to think I was rubbing it in your face.
2 things. 1, I didn't realize you could unsend texts. I forgot that's a thing you can do.
It's like a window.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That was good for me to know. I was just like, oh, whoa, you can unsend texts. That's interesting. And then 2, we were having the same conversation because Ellie kept watching the game. I was like, babe, you're up like 89% to win. Like, can we watch something else? No offense. I don't really have any interest in this game. He's like, I don't trust it. I don't trust that Mamrie couldn't make a comeback. And then you did. And then he was like, God damn it. And like,
I looked at Chip. We weren't going to drink last night. We said literally in tandem, want to go to beer?
But then
But then Elliott's player did an insane move, which made Elliott beat me by 1 point, and the move got him so injured, he's out for the season.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's out for the season. That's his last move of his season was to beat me.
He doesn't know that because we stopped watching the game when we were like, what? Mamrie's going to win. And then we started watching this other show that I want to talk about that's really interesting. And I was like, let me check the app to see. And then literally I was like, babe, you're up by 0.5%.
He beat me by less than 1 point.
Yeah. And then there's 30 seconds left and we turned the game back on and he was like, oh my God. He's like, I almost texted Mamrie to like say congratulations. And
well,
like,
I was about, listen, I know you guys listening are probably like, what? This doesn't even make any sense. But what you need to know is that we are two people who don't really care about football. You watch occasionally for the Eagles. Last night I was screaming and running around. I was so excited. I'm loving this league.
It's so fun. And I should have assumed, of course, you were watching the game. But I was like, she's probably not watching because we had been texting about a bunch of other things, like work-wise. And I was like, I think she's probably doing something else. And yeah, it was, we turned it off when it was like, he is devastated. And then, so we missed whatever the play was.
Well, just let him know his player that got him that point. Yeah. That was his last play of the game. He tore of the season.
Oh, okay. He might know that, and I haven't checked in.
For jokes.
But every week, Elliott sends a Dear Diary text to our group thread.
This is gonna hurt. This one's gonna hurt.
He was reading it to me earlier today. The draft of the text. He said, "In honor of Mamrie, I'm putting lots of puns in it."
Thank you.
I'll just give you that as a spoiler before it comes in.
Start a fantasy league. It's loads of fun.
Yeah, it's really really fun, especially with so many different people across the board that don't all know each other.
Love it.
Hungryroot is the easiest way to eat healthy. They send you fresh, high-quality groceries, simple, delicious recipes, and essential supplements. It's like having someone else do all the planning and the shopping so you don't have to think about it. And I love not thinking about things. Hungryroot gets to know your personal health goals, your dietary restrictions, your favorite foods, how much time you want to spend in the kitchen, and more. And then they build you a personalized cart with all of your grocery needs for the week, including easy 4-ingredient recipes to put those groceries to use. Those are my favorite recipes. We got one time that was like a Thanksgiving sandwich with like a stuffing patty and gravy, and it was just so good, and it took about 10 minutes to put together but tasted like it had been cooking for 10 hours. Each order is also fully customizable, so you can take their suggestions or choose anything you want. They've got fresh produce, high quality meat and seafood, healthy snacks, smoothies, sweets, ready-to-eat meals, kids' snacks and meals, vitamins and supplements, and so much more. I've gotten my protein powder from them, along with getting chicken salad. You can get everything. Everything from Hungryroot follows a simple standard. It's got to taste good, be quick to make, and contain whole, trusted ingredients. So right now, Hungryroot is offering This Might Get Weird listeners 40% off of your first delivery and free veggies for life. Just go to hungryroot.com/TMGW to get 40% off your first delivery and get your free veggies. That's hungryroot.com/TMGW. Don't forget to use our link so they know that we sent you.
When you think about a business that is selling through the roof, like an Aloe or an Allbirds or one of our favorites in the fam, Skims, sure, you think about the great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing, but an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business making selling, and for the shoppers buying, simple. Right? You don't want to go on a confusing website and you don't know what you're doing and you're clicking through 9 million things. You want simplicity. And for millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not so secret with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%. I go on a website and they say, oh, we know you. We'll make this easier. You don't have to plug in 9,000 things. You've already done Shop Pay. I am more likely to buy a product because I can streamline it, make it quicker, make it easier. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whatever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, on their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. I know we got some business-minded people out there who are trying to bring their store to life. Shopify will make that easier for you. So upgrade your business and get the same checkout. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/weird, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/weird, all lowercase, to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/weird. Let us know what you're selling. Let us know if you're using it. That would be so dang fun. Okay, wait, what's the TV show you've been watching you want to talk about?
So we found this show and then we burned through it. It's called Outlast on Netflix. And I
know what you're talking about.
Have you watched it?
No.
It's basically
Survivor.
Alone.
Yeah.
Like the show Alone, but Survivor, where it's
yes,
you have to be on teams at all times. So you're surviving.
It's the Summit, right? No.
I've never seen the Summit, but people have compared it to that. So it's at least we watched season 2 of it. There's 2 seasons of the US. I guess I don't know if there's other versions of it, of the US version out. And it's basically they split up all these survivalists, but they're not even really survivalists.
No. They've camped once.
Yeah, there's a guy that's a party boat doofus. And they've never some people have some survival skills, but not a lot do, and that kind of makes it interesting, but also makes it extra dangerous.
Right.
Because they're literally surviving in the wilderness alone, but the thing is they have to be on teams at all time. So you can switch teams if you want. You can get voted off of your team, and if you get voted off, you have 24 hours to find another team. And so you have to hike 3 miles to another camp. And it's fascinating. There's psychological dynamics of who wants to play the game dirty and who wants to play the game with integrity. And also I guess there's some backlash because it's it questions the ethics of survivalists, because these people aren't professional survivalists, so they are putting themselves in very dangerous situations. And then the kind of darkly funny thing, which is maybe just dark, is when you watch Alone, these people have these actual hero's journeys where they're by themselves in the wilderness.
Right.
So
they're getting to know themselves a lot more.
Yeah, this is not that at all. I was this is just trauma show.
Yeah.
Everyone's just experiencing some traumatic thing that gets them removed from the game, and there's no character building. There's no hero's journey of I realize I need to connect with my family more, or that I've not been taking the risks I think I should in my life. These people are just hurting themselves or getting sick.
Well, what's the prize?
You split $1 million with
for everyone who's left,
whoever's on your team. Yeah, so it's do you want to be on a big team? And then what happens is, I didn't realize this until I think I didn't hear a bunch of the rules in the beginning, is that they survive to a certain number of days. Occasionally towards the end of their survival days, they start getting drop-offs from these helicopters. So they'll be oh, here's a drop-off of a bunch of supplies, but they're in the lake. And so you have to figure out how to go in this freezing lake and get these things without getting hypothermia. Then finally at the very end, they're there is a race to a final point. So
they're so tired.
So the teams have to decide which team they're going to be on for this final race, and whatever the things are that are going to happen on the race, you have to do some stuff too. But it's fantastic because it's just Survivor, psychology, and then also survival.
Well, I'll have to wait because we were doing Survivor binge series of the past while also watching regular Survivor, and then it got to a point where I was I don't remember who's on this season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I need to just,
what is even happening
I
this
just need
season?
to stick to this season. But also, you know what I came across on TikTok today?
What?
Was a clip from back in the day, the original Season 1 Survivor winner, Richard.
Yeah. Richard Hatch, that crazy guy. Didn't he go to jail for tax evasion?
No clue. But I don't know if this is 25-year-old new tea, or if it's just the first time I'm stumbling upon stuff and I'm actually interested in Survivor. But he claimed during it that he saw producers giving protein bars to the other contestants.
Whoa.
And he was I saw him palm this girl, drop her a protein bar.
Whoa.
And that's cheating, because think of the energy she would have the next day. And he always claims that on his season, and granted, it was the first season. Yeah. So I'm sure there were some producers that were, or on the fields that were we got to slip this person a protein bar. They might die.
I'm sure they were like, oh, we didn't realize how bad this was going to get.
But so I saw that today and I was like, is this new info?
Wow.
46 seasons later that I'm getting?
Are you enjoying this season?
Yeah, but I need it to be smaller. Like, everyone's kind of annoying to me.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Like, Rome is next level.
Rome. They are really voting off all the most likable people.
Yep.
Keyshawn.
Yep.
Oh, but Genevieve, kind of a mastermind. Everyone says she's very Pavardi coded. I can never say that girl's name. Pavardi.
Here's the thing. I don't memorize names until after the merge.
Yeah.
I'm like, meh. It's like if you have a friend who dates a bunch of people and you're like, let me know when you're going steady.
Yeah.
I ain't got time to have 50 stepdads. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I will be way more into it now that we've finished a different season and now that I can focus on who annoys me the most.
Yeah. Rome is real tough though.
Did you hear this is about reality TV as well, but a different subject.
Okay.
That Martha Stewart was asked, hypothetically, if they paid you $1 million an episode to be the Golden Bachelorette, would you? And I knew you'd be interested in this because you and I both love Martha, and you always send me Martha.
Her
thirst
selfies
traps.
are incredible.
A next level. And she said no because the men aren't good looking enough.
Wow. What is her love life history? Does she have like a notable ex?
I think she was married for a long time before she, really.
And she's a straight woman?
She's a straight woman.
Okay.
And she has made comments here and there about enjoying a younger man these days. But also she's 85. So like
she looks incredible.
They're probably going to be younger.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like the odds are they're going to be younger if
fair.
she wants a handsome young man.
She wants what she wants.
Yeah, but so she was just like, no,
Wow.
I wouldn't. They're not hot enough. And to that, I say cheers, Martha.
Yeah, she knows her worth. She's also like, I'm Martha Stewart. I can probably date whoever I want to.
She knows her thirst. If you've got Snoop Dogg always defending you, if Snoop Dogg is your bestie, you're doing good. Also, did you hear Snoop go off about Trump?
No, but I love that.
I feel like he hasn't been super vocal, and now he is truly like, fuck that guy, fuck anyone. It's kind of great.
Good. But yeah, like you need someone to speak to different audiences than just the echo chambers of all the same audiences that are being spoken to.
What about him doing that McDonald's photo op?
I can't stand that. I mean, all the things of being like he voted against raising the
minimum wage.
Yeah, and that he also is a convicted felon, so he would never actually get hired at McDonald's.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
Is that he couldn't be.
He couldn't be. But also, I was watching John Oliver talk about it, and Jon Stewart talk about it, and about seeing that's the only clips I've seen of him actually doing being at McDonald's,
the fry station.
Yeah, and him just being, you never touch the fries with your hands. It was like Jon Stewart. I'm not gonna do a Jon Stewart bit.
Yeah, you don't have
Jon
to.
Stewart. I'm not gonna butcher his bits.
Here's what I'll say is, I don't know if I talk about this in the book, but I'm sure I've talked about it here before, that I worked at a McDonald's for like 2.5 days.
Oh, really?
Once.
Yeah.
It was the summer before I moved to New York. I was in Charlotte visiting my friend Ashley for like, literally I was moving to New York in like 2 weeks. And I was like, my friend had found our apartment and it was way more expensive than I thought it was going to be. So I was like, I'm moving to New York with like $200. Like,
yeah.
And my rent is $900.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck am I going to do? You know? So my friend Ashley, her boyfriend at the time, his family owned like 3 McDonald's franchises in Charlotte.
Oh.
And I mean, one of them had a piano.
Whoa. What?
I think I might have told the story, but I'm telling it again.
A little
because
soft keys while you're eating your nuggets.
You've got normal McDonald's, and then you've got McDonald's that it's like, there's a water feature in this bitch.
Yeah. Oh shit, this is white glove service.
This is, the nice neighborhood of Charlotte, okay?
It's like so 90s.
I know, absolutely. I remember when I moved to North Carolina, our McDonald's had like literally just a water tube that bubbles went up constantly. And I was like, bitch, are we in Vegas?
Yeah, we just went to we had one around us that had a play place, and my dad would just take us there.
Oh, yeah.
Just waste time. He's like, go ahead.
I love it. But so anyway, so I was like, I will do anything. I was like, I'll work at that McDonald's under the table. Meanwhile, it's like, you have to be trained. Me showing up also.
No.
Also, because you have to wear just like they'll give you the polo, whatever it is, and then you're supposed to wear black pants, and then you're supposed to wear like black shoes.
Yeah.
I had no money.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll borrow some of Mark's shoes.
Yeah.
So I was just wearing men's dress shoes that were like 3 sizes too big. I looked like the penguin on Ozempic.
Nice.
I was just like, oh, here we go. And I show up, and of course, all the staff there is like in high school or something. I just graduated, and they're like, who is this bitch who's getting paid under the table?
Wow.
So it was not a great dynamic, but I got along with everyone. We had a good time.
Yeah.
Grace, it's the hardest thing I've ever done.
Yeah, no, I know. Tyler talks about it too, he worked at McDonald's, and it was so difficult.
They said I could work. She said I could work for 8 days and she'd pay me cash just as like a favor. I quit. I couldn't.
Yeah.
I said my back is breaking.
Yes.
I said there was like literally a 15-year-old with the headset who is taking orders while making the drinks while doing it, and I was in awe of her. She looked like Sid from Ice Age, and she was just going off, and I was just like, I thought. I used to wait tables and bartend at a very busy sports bar in Chapel Hill, and I still couldn't hack it.
No, it's like air traffic controlling. They're doing. It's too much.
While making sodas and fries.
Crazy.
So I wish they'd put me on fry duty, but they wouldn't let me actually handle the food.
Oh, that's for the best.
Well, that's a whole other, I think, training you have to do.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It's not an easy job.
It's really not. But so Trump being there.
Didn't do the job.
No, I was like, you could never handle the North Charlotte McDonald's with the piano feature.
No, absolutely not.
Anyway. Do you have a busy morning? Do you have a crazy afternoon? Do you have a late night? Do you not know when you're actually going to get a meal in, but you know you want to provide the nutrients for your body that it deserves? Well, honey, that's where Huel comes in. This podcast is sponsored by Huel, spelled Huel, and it is the world's #1 complete nutrition brand. It's perfectly balanced, designed by experts to provide all the nutrients your body needs from a meal and taking the guesswork out of healthy eating. There's no prep, no cooking. Say goodbye to getting hangry and unsatisfying snacks and just grab a Huel instead. We had Huel sent to us for the podcast, and baby, Chip is doing it in the mornings, and it's incredible. All right? The man will drink coffee until he feels like the world is vibrating. He's doing a Huel in the morning. He's getting his protein. He's getting his nutrients, and he's getting all he needs from the Huel, getting all that fuel when he needs it. Plus, it's affordable. All right? I know a lot of protein things aren't, but high protein meals less than $5. It's a budget-friendly option that I'm pretty excited about. It's a whopping 35 grams of protein. You know, the protein girlies are all over the place on TikTok. Plus 27 vitamins and minerals all in one handy bottle. If you don't believe me, well then take the leap. Join the community of Hueligans, as they call them, with this exclusive offer of 15% off with the code TMGW15 at Huel.com. Yes, that's 15% off with the code TMGW15 at Huel.com. Unlock a healthier, easier way to eat with Huel. Nutritionally complete meals in minutes so you can focus on what really matters. Did I mention 35 grams of protein? Baby, get with it.
Listening on Audible helps your imagination soar. Whether you listen to stories, motivation, expert advice, any genre you love, you can be inspired to imagine new worlds, new possibilities, new ways of thinking. Listening can lead to positive changes in your mood, your habits, and ultimately your overall well-being. Love that. Audible has the best selection of audiobooks without exception, along with popular podcasts and exclusive Audible originals, all in one easy app. Find the genres you love and discover new ones. Explore bestsellers, new releases, plus thousands of included audiobooks, podcasts, and originals that members can listen to at any time, with more added all the time. Enjoy Audible anytime while doing whatever you want. Household chores, exercising, on the road, commuting, you name it. Audible makes it easy to be inspired and entertained as part of your everyday routine without needing to set aside extra time. I am currently listening to Somewhere Beyond the Sea, our This Might Get Weird Patreon book club for this month on Audible, and it is so lovely. The man that is reading it does all the voices, and it is just so much more imaginative than if I were to sit down and read the book. So, big fan of Audible here. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free 30-day Audible trial, and your first audiobook is free. Visit audible.com/TMGW. or text TMGW to 500-500. That's audible.com/TMGW or text TMGW to 500-500 to try Audible free for 30 days. Here's another story I saw floating around Instagram. The Men in Black director says that Will Smith's fart caused a set evacuation for 3 hours. Speaking of Men in Black. I didn't look into why he's saying this now.
Tell me everything.
I didn't look into any of it. Men in Black director Barry Sonnenfeld shared a humorous story about Will Smith that he farted so badly they evacuated the set for 3 hours. That can't be for a fart. I must have been like, you got to go settle your stomach.
Right. It couldn't have been just like, we can't breathe in here.
Yeah.
It had to have been like, go to the medic.
Yeah.
Because that's unnatural.
Because I can't trust that you're not going to do that again.
Or like, did you shit your pants?
Okay, so he said on Let's Talk Off Camera with Kelly Ripa, her podcast.
He Kelly Ripa?
Yeah. He said the set of the 1997 action comedy once had to be evacuated for about 3 hours because Will Smith farted. And I love media because this is a Variety article.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, led to 3 hour casting crew break. Yeah. So
wow. And has Will ever copped to it?
I don't know, but God, this is U.S.
Weekly.
I think
he has enough things to deal with.
Yeah, The Hollywood Reporter, U.S. Weekly. This gets
it went everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. Other than that, I had a really good idea.
Hold on, I want to tell you, this is about that though. I forget what we had for dinner the other night, but I was rough. Mm-hmm. Things were rough. As you know, I don't fart in front of Chip. I don't fart in front of anyone but me and the Lord.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a sacred thing.
My Lord. But so anyway, I was like, babe, I think I'm going to have to sleep on the couch tonight. I was like, because like my stomach hurt.
Yeah.
Like things are wrong. So we absolutely, this was, I think, Saturday. We were idiots. We were like, let's go to bed early. It'll be great. Just have a couple beers. And then we started watching like nostalgic music videos. Oh. We stayed up till 3:30 in the morning.
The two of you need a chaperone sometimes. The two of you. I used to think that Elliott and I were rascals around each other. You two take it to another level.
It was 2:30 in the morning, and we were like, well, now we should watch like 8 Eminem videos, right?
It's always you two listening to old music or watching some old thing that pumps the two of you up.
I mean, as soon as he opens YouTube, it's over.
Yeah, then the adrenaline's going up. And
then I'm like, all right, well, what do we have left to drink? Let's go. Oh, I mean, like the videos were
2-person raves.
I mean, and I woke up the next day and I was like, what did we be done? But I look up, I like go to get us another beer. Yeah. Probably 2 a.m. I come back. I took a picture because this is what Chip had searched on YouTube.
What to do when she is gassy. Yeah, fair. He's looking for outside help.
On the TV screen, I walk in. What to do when she is gassy? How dare you? How dare you? Put on another Spice Girls video.
So, yeah, just the two of you playing 90s videos and dancing with this.
It's rough. It's just basically us putting on like
you guys are
early 2000s, specifically Southern hip hop, and seeing who knows more words.
Yeah, you guys are having like the best slumber party ever.
Yeah, it's like the cutest date if you were 17.
Yeah. You guys do it all the time.
We did it on Saturday. Might have been Sunday. I don't remember. I just remember being like, what have we done?
You have to give these nights like a name. Yeah. That it's like you guys get up to this certain particular thing.
What was that show they used to have on MTV that was for like, it was called like Insomniac or something like that, where it was like
with Dave Attell.
Well, there was another one where it was just music videos, but it was for people who like, you should be asleep by now. I'll have to look it up. But yeah,
I'm not
we have probably once every 6 months we have a
seems like it's more than that.
I don't know. Well, he's normally not home. So.
Right, I know. That's the danger when Chip's home for too long.
I mean, because we had a normal Saturday. We went off-roading.
Yeah, was that fun?
It was super fun.
Yeah,
we took
I'm
our
bummed to
friends
miss it.
Steve and Soren, and they were giggly little
bet.
monsters in the
I
back.
bet.
So cute. So much so that Chip and I are going to a different like group off-roading thing this weekend.
I didn't realize when you said off-roading that you meant doing it in his truck.
In his truck.
I thought you meant like, let's go get dune buggies or something.
No, but we did come up, they call them side-by-sides. That's what we did in Arizona.
Yeah.
But we did pass some coming down. But it was just so funny. It's like we come up to one, and basically what you do is you do the trail, and then there's little off-roading chutes, right? The trail itself is already crazy.
Yeah.
But off-roading chutes. So Chip would get out and run up the like off-roading chute just to see what it was on the other side.
Yeah.
And we come up, and there's like, a cute guy with a hat with his own truck, like being like, I think you can make it, blah, blah, blah. And Steve's like, who is this fine fellow? I'm like, I don't think the off-roading trail with a bunch of truck dudes is where you're gonna find your husband.
Your meet
Steve.
cute could be.
He's like, well, maybe he should hop in the truck. And then we got to the top and we had a picnic and I made sandwiches and stuff. It was
so
very cute. But anyway, we had such a fun day of lots of driving and adrenaline that we were like, an early night it is. No way.
No way.
No way.
No way. It's like kids that have sugar early in the day that they're like, I keep it going. Mm-hmm. We did something very opposite.
Oh, I just killed a mosquito.
Yes, you did.
Look at the blood. Look at the blood.
Guys, it's like we're actually in the environment that this wallpaper behind us mimics.
Oh my God.
It's like we're on.
It won't leave. Is that my blood or someone else's blood that was in the mosquito?
It's hard to say. Ask a Hank Green. He might know something about that.
Gonna need a shower after this one.
Yeah, oh my God. Okay.
We're in the tropics.
I'll tell you my quick idea.
Okay, do it. And then it'll be nice and crisp in here next week.
Yes.
Thanks for being such a tough cookie.
No, it's all good. We went to the tea room. Again.
Yeah, the Descanso Garden tea room.
No, Huntington Garden. So fun because I went last year, but I was in the middle of treatment. So like I really couldn't taste everything to its full effect. Yeah. So to go back a year later was like, oh, hell yeah, this is fucking awesome. But then I was like, this should be like a thing. This should be a concept that like chain restaurants do. Like as a side thing, like TGI Fridays, where you can get all the appetizers you want, your choice mix and match, served on like a tea
sampler,
whatever these carousel things are called.
Because it feels fancy when it's on that.
Can you imagine? Or like,
unless you're at a haunted tea, and then you're like, this feels like it's never gonna end.
Yeah, this did kind of reset my previous tea experience at the haunted Victorian tea party. But I was like, this would be so, like, the food is so good, but I was like, this would be so good if there was just like little, you want a grilled egg cheese rolls, like. Like anything that's on the Cheesecake Factory. Yeah. Like appetizer menu.
We did a live stream that was the 420 high tea.
Yeah, that was fun.
And we made cute little things, but they were still high tea vibes. Like I did like little everything bagels and then this a sandwich or whatever, but we didn't do you did like
mozzarella sticks and like I'm trying to think of like what are other appetizers other than like chips and queso.
But even like you could do like a
quesadillas,
little like a Totino's scoop with spinach and artichoke dip
pizza roll. Like I was like, what is a trashy classy version of this? And then you do like tea infused cocktails. I mean, obviously. How fun would that be?
I'm down. Like, let's throw a tea.
Every chain restaurant should. Both of us are just like itching. Literally, like I don't even have mosquitoes around me. I'm just phantom scratching and swiping.
We're like, we should have some mozzarella. We look like fucking drug addicts right now.
We look like we have scabies right now.
Yeah, we should. Hey, yeah, maybe a little the shumai dumpling. I think here's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I ran into Connor Franta at Chain Fest.
Yeah, oh yeah. You told me that already.
And I love him so much. And he was such a peach and legitimately texted me and was like, fuck this. When are we actually hanging out?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, let me ask about this. And then followed up again and was like, what about this day? And he was like, should we make it a group hang? You know, all that. What if
a tea party?
Like we get the gang back together. And we, like Tyler, you know what I mean? And we do a tea party that's all different apps, and I'll do the cocktails.
That would be
and
so
we can also do a THC.
Exactly.
So we can do a weed kettle, a regular one.
Oh my God.
And then samplers.
How fun would that be?
Do it.
How fun would that be?
I love that I'm letting you guys know the guest list before we even let Connor.
This is our party planning behind the scenes.
Well, this is how we make sure we do it. Yeah. Because then people will be like, "Oh, I want to see that," and then we'll be like, "We didn't record it at all."
We didn't take a single photo.
Oh, I'm itching.
Yeah, let's get you out of here. I'm worried that you have someone else's blood smeared all over you.
I think I'm about to be airlifted out of the jungle.
Yeah, I think you're the first case of malaria in Southern California.
Which would be a beautiful name if it wasn't such a deadly disease.
Malaria? Yeah.
You know, it sounds like Melania Trump's sister. Malaria.
Yeah, why? Oh, that seems like a joke.
She didn't marry rich. Yeah.
Yeah, right there. Low-hanging fruit.
She sucks. Okay.
Yep.
Guys, this was fun. Oh, because we brought up the high tea thing.
Yeah.
Patreon.
Boom.
We are doing a live stream this Saturday at 1:00.
Yes.
That's the what'd you call it?
It's just Halloween stream.
A Halloween stream.
Yeah.
I thought you called it something crazy.
No, I didn't even take a second to try and think of a cute name. I said, this is exactly what it is. And then on Sunday, I'm hosting our book club. Barflies are reading Beyond the Cerulean Sea. And I gotta finish that book, and it is fantastic so far.
Amazing. So. And then if you're not joining that one, which you should, the next book we are going to do, I'm going to be hosting, is Ina Garten's memoir. I picked it up, and because of the 3:30 a.m. guilt, we got in bed at 10 last night.
Nice.
Unheard of in this home.
That's wild.
Chip goes, well, let's go to bed. I go, what? He goes, you're trying to do that thing where you don't stay out. So
how was that for you?
Here's what I'll say. I brought the book to bed.
Yeah.
I scrolled instead.
Yep.
But I at least have it by the bed.
That's my first step. Is it's by the bed.
It's there.
But then the problem is it blends in now to everything else that is on my nightstand, and I forget that it's even there. So I've had to, but I'm half reading the book and I'm half listening to it on Audible because
that's the best.
The guy that reads, and he read the first book. He does every voice of every character. I think it's him. Well, the voices of the characters are just so fun, and it adds so much to just like hearing the story. So highly recommend if you wanted to come join last minute, listen to it on Audible.
Yeah, join. Come do our Halloween stream. Yeah. Come do that. Come do all of the things. I think Ina reads hers, so I'm going to do a combo. Cool. Very excited. I just can't believe the blood is still on me. I can't. I feel like I've been to war.
I mean, this did get
weird.
Yeah.